Hi, I'm Josh with Teachers Who Tutor, and we're going to help you with the analogies section of the SSAT. So let's get started. This is a worksheet. You're going to have to print it out ahead of time. So if you haven't done so, please pause and print out that worksheet. It should sort of look like this. All right, so we're ready to go. This is going to be your master plan of attack for these analogies hacks, right? Did that sort of rhyme? Maybe? I don't know. I'm a poet and I don't know it. Okay, so we'll come back to this. These are the main strategies you'll use. Some spoilers in here. Okay, so if synonyms are the same sentence, the same meaning rather, if synonyms are the same what? They're the same meaning, then what are analogies? What are you looking for in analogies? Analogies everywhere. So you're right if you said it's the same relationship. Whoa. You're looking for the same relationship in analogies. Okay, there's now two words and you've got to see how they're related, okay? So what does is to mean? So you see these two words, is to, and see this word as, is to and as. What do they mean? Nothing. Cross them out. They don't mean anything, so just ignore this. Ignore this. Now, you don't need to cross them out, but just don't read them out loud in your mind or silently in your mind or out loud at all. The verbal test does not mean that you're allowed to talk, okay? So ignore is to and ignore as. Or, unlike what I just did, just put a simple slash through them. Slash, 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 slash. Now, what you want to do is you want to just think about mom and daughter, daughter and mom. Did I misspell daughter? Yes, I did. This is not a spelling test. Misspelled. Okay. You're going to think about how they're related, okay? And then you're going to think about kitten and cat, cat and kitten, okay? So, you see these two people, how they're separated, okay? These two people are separated, and what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to build a bridge sentence. Here's the first term, term A. Here's the second term. Here's mom. Here's daughter. Here's kitten. Here's cat. You know, what have you. You need to connect them with words. This is going to be your bridge sentence. And how many words? About 1 to 3 words. Okay? So have you ever heard of KISS? Okay? Keep it simple, sweetheart, or silly, or stupid. Okay? Yours should be simple. Keep it simple, silly, okay, and it should be it should define one word using the other. All right, let's see how this would play out, okay? So you get to your mother-daughter thing, even though it's misspelled. It won't be on the test, hopefully. And you cross out your is to and your as. You think of mom, daughter, daughter, mom. How are they related? Okay, mom is the parent. See, this relationship of 1 to 3 words is going to go where the is to came out of, okay? The mom is the daughter of the parent. Now, kitten is the child of the cat. Now, does the direction matter? Well, yes, because the daughter is not the parent of the mom. That would be an incorrect direction. So the sucker's answers, be careful the sucker's answer. Don't be a sucker. Sucker. Don't be a sucker. Okay, so the sucker's answer will have the right relationship going the wrong direction, which is a hack. You can totally steal, and knowing that, and then you can find the right relationship, and one's going this way, one's going that way, and you have to figure it out, okay? So also, it would have to go like this. Mom is the parent of the daughter. You can draw it there, or you can draw an arrow here, whichever one you prefer. All right, the kitten is the child of the cat, so the arrow would also go this way. Now, what would be wrong is if you said the cat is the child of the kitten. This is wrong, this is right. So erase that. Both. Most of them are right-facing arrows, but some of them. Now, does the direction of the arrow matter? Okay. Does the direction of your sentence matter? How about a big yes? Ask these people that were on this bridge. This is not a word bridge, but I bet you one of those was going the wrong direction, okay? 2 cars, all right? Is the mom a daughter of a child? No. No. Is a cat a baby kitten? No. No. So the mom, is the mom a child of a daughter? No. That if you have child here, cross out is to, the daughter is the child of a mom, or you draw it here. Okay, excuse my bad handwriting. It's not a spelling test. It's not a handwriting test. Otherwise, I would fail. Okay, is a cat a baby kitten? If you have baby here, then a kitten is a baby cat. Both are now left-facing arrows. Okay, you would draw it here or here. That's fine. Does an airplane, okay, airplane and pilot. You cross out is to. It means nothing. Never say is to. I would never say the words is to, and nor should you. Okay. So, does an airplane drive a pilot? I would hope not. So a pilot, if you have drive out here, that's the sentence, that's the bridge sentence. A pilot drives the airplane, not the other way around. Okay, so 3 left-facing arrows on that one. Because it matters, because direction matters, your sentence needs an arrow to show the direction. If I give you money, isn't that totally different than you giving me money? So just think about it. Direction totally matters, all right? So let's think about the questions. When you look at these 2 terms, airplane, pilot, airplane, you can ask yourself some questions about it, right? And what you can do is think of who, what, when, where, why, how. Think of any sentences, any questions. What you want to do is ask yourself some questions about these 2 terms, okay? They might start with who, what, when, where, why, or how, okay? Now think of it, and then at the end, we'll go over the answers, and you can see some of the most common questions. Now, when should you stay stuck? How about never? Never stay stuck, okay? Not in life and not on the test. So if you memorize a few key questions here, then you will not stay stuck in the analogies section. You should not be skipping too many analogies because the level of vocabulary is not too tough compared to the synonym section of the test. Okay, moving on. Let's practice. Now you're going to practice, and I'm going to show you what it's going to look like, and I'll just give an example. You're going to cross out is to and as. You're never going to say is to and as. I would never say is to and as. In my entire life, I've never said the words is to and as. Okay, so a chapter and book chapter. All right, let me think of some questions about what is a book or what is a chapter. Well, a chapter is a section, I write that out to the right, of a book. A chapter is a section of a book. Now I can draw my arrow here. Chapter is a section of a book. A book is not a section of a chapter. Or I can draw my arrow here. You don't need to do both, okay? Now, this is just to think about, okay? I've got some examples here, but a scene, you wouldn't want to write this down. It would be too time consuming, okay? A little lag. A scene. Do I know how to spell scene? Scene is a section of a play. So you just do that in your mind. Just think in your mind. That's one of the best places to think, okay? So don't fill this out, but just think about it, okay? And then keep going with refrigerator and cool. Think about fish and fin. Think about how related a car is to a driver and a driver is to a car. Just think about those, okay? Just fill this one out. Remember, in this section, there should be 1 to 3 words and an arrow. 1 to 3 words, definitional relationship sentence. You're going to keep it simple, and you're going to define one word using another. Either define car using the word driver, or define driver using the word car. And then your arrow might go this way. Okay? Then think of an ideal answer here, but you don't need to write it down from my worksheet. Thanks. Okay? I'm not like Santa Claus. I don't know if you've been bad or good. Okay? If you want to do well on this test, you got to just do your maximum. Okay? So do all of those, pause it, and then we'll get back to you. Thanks for coming back from the pause. Okay, worst analogy ever. Strategy number 5, right, is the side of a fence. Now, I'm a really good artist, so I'll just draw a fence. Boom. That's my fence, okay? So if you're on the same side of the fence, ready? Hot. Well, if you had hot here, warm would be on the same side of the fence, wouldn't it? Okay? Now, cold would be on the opposite side of the fence. Hot and cold are opposites, okay? So if it's on the same side of the fence, then that's a synonym. And so you can just write an equal sign. If it's on the opposite side of the fence, then it's an antonym, which is a relationship, okay? It just says an antonym is like not equals, okay? And then you also have degree. Now, how do hot and warm compare? If they're on the same side of the fence, here's hot, here's warm. Isn't hotter than warm? Isn't hot hotter than warm? And then scorching would be over here. Scorching is greater than just hot. Okay? And so think about this. If I'm mad, how's angry compared to that? Okay? Angry is here and mad is here. Which one's worse? I think angry, or how about let's go with mad and rage. Okay? Rage is greater than mad, isn't it? Okay? So I could be mad right now and I'm just like hiding the personal details of my life from you, but I can't be enraged right now, because enraged I'd be like destroying the studio, which I would never do. But rage is like Hulk smash, and or Josh smash. But this is rage. It's much more extreme. So mad is less than. Okay, so they are on the same side of the fence, but if they're the same side of the fence, you can just use your math symbols, greater than or less than. Remember, the alligator is always hungry because he's a stereotypical alligator. Okay, so practice drill number 5. You're going to pause. You're going to do this on your own. Now, you may remember that you are supposed to compare these, and you are supposed to circle things you don't know. So pause it now, but I'm going to predict which words you didn't know. Let's see. I don't think you know ambivalent. I don't think you know tenacious. I bet you do know those. Zealous, unless you remember. I bet you don't know this one, or this one, or this one, or this one. I bet you don't know this one, or this one, or this one, this one, this one, or this one. Okay, that's my guess. Those are the words I think you don't know. If you do know some of these, you've got a pretty good vocabulary, I think. And if you know them all, you've got an excellent vocabulary. And if you don't know any of them, it just sort of makes you average right now, but you do have to study some words, okay? If you don't know many of these words, study more words. You got to have a growth mindset and build that vocabulary for this test. All right, we'll get to the answers later. Remember, I'll use an example here. What you're supposed to do is a hurricane has a lot of wind, right? Man and women are opposites. Now, they're supposed to have equal rights, but they are opposites. They are not the same thing. If you think a man and a woman is the same thing, then you need to probably grab a biology textbook, okay? But they should have equal rights, but rights is not mentioned here. So no mention of rights, you're just comparing man and woman. They are opposite, okay? We already used this example of anger and rage. Rage is greater than, okay? So if they're the same side of the fence, put it equals, okay? If they're opposite side of the fence, they're antonyms, put unequals. If one's greater, go degree, greater than or less than, okay? Hope you understand. I'm sure you do. Okay, answers later. Common types of examples, okay? Well, we just showed the examples of synonym or antonym. Synonym would look like they're the equal. Antonym are unequal. Degree is less than or greater than. What you're supposed to do is come up with a synonym. that I didn't use. Come up with an antonym that I did not use. Come up with something degree from your own head. Just thinking about these are common types. Now, if you're familiar with the types of analogies, then you can recognize it quickly on the test and you'll know how to solve it, okay? Type. We're going to go over type soon. Use. What is the use of the item that is mentioned? And of course, that's a very common one. Someone's job or profession. That's a common one. Rhyming, you probably know what rhyming is. And then weird, I will explain. Weird means that there's no relationship between the two, but you have to look down and the relationship to the first word is somewhere in the choices. So maybe tree is here and then woods are down there, and but it won't be next to each other. So if you can't find, hey, these two terms are not related, then you'll have to look down and the answer is like down. They don't do these very much, maybe one or twice out of the 30 choices, okay? So ready, let's talk about type of, okay? So there's lots of types of dogs, and for some reason the SSAT thinks you should know a lot about animals. So I really don't know what kind of dog this is, but I think this is a golden retriever. I think this is a poodle. Poodle's a type of dog. A terrier's a type of dog. A boxer's a type of dog. If I get any of these wrong, please don't email me. What is this, a Chihuahua? Chihuahua is a type of dog. A beagle is a type of dog. In fact, Snoopy is a beagle, right? Not Snoop Doggy Dog, just Snoopy the Peanuts character. This is a Basset Hound or a hound dog, and I can't tell whether this is a Labrador or a Mastiff or what, but there's types of dogs, there's types of cats. Siamese is a type of cat that I used to have that for some reason the SSAT thinks you know that Siamese is a type of cat. A cod is a type of fish. A bass is a type of fish. Where I live, grouper is common, but it won't be on the test, grouper, okay? There's types of cars. But with cars, right, Ferrari, capital F, will not be there. But a sedan has 2 doors, or 4 doors rather, and a coupe has 2 doors. A convertible has the top go down. Those are all types of cars, okay? Boats. Again, there's sailboat and there's powerboat, but they won't have like the brand name of a boat. Like a canoe is a type of boat. So they won't have any capital letters. So what's a good example? Ford. Ford is a type of car company, but it's not a type of, it's not a category of cars. It's a brand name of cars. So anything that's capitalized because it's a proper noun, well, they won't use on the test because they don't have the trademark, I guess, to use it. But a convertible is a type of car, or a sailboat's a type of boat, okay? Now, think about how we use items. What are buttons used for? I grabbed this from the internet. Let's see. Buttons are used to fasten things. Okay. There we go. A bat is used to hit people with. To hit a ball. To attempt to hit a ball. A blanket is used to cover up or to keep from the cold. You don't really use butterflies, so just forget about that. I don't use them anyway. This is called a clock. I use it to tell time. You might use your cell phone. Refrigerator, what is its use? To keep things cold. That's what I use mine for. All right. Ice is to make a drink colder, right? A fire alarm is to play a prank. No, just joking. Don't do that. Okay. It's to alert people of an emergency, I hope. Tape is to fasten things. Teddy bear is to comfort. Please do not use goldfish. Well, you can use them as a pet, but that's not bad goldfish. My pen didn't work. Okay, a paper clip is also used to fasten. These two things have the same use. Okay, but I don't know what you'll see on the test, but these are some. Okay, moving on. Job. Oh, this one's good. What do these people do? Okay, an accountant keeps track of money. Okay, a barber cuts hair. Barman gets people drunk. Inappropriate won't be on the thing. The bartender pours drinks, right? A builder builds stuff, makes things like a house. A butcher chops things up. A chef makes food. A cashier makes cash, change. A dentist works on your teeth, hopefully. An engineer is also building something or designing something. A fireman puts out fires or just takes care of emergencies. A doctor takes care of someone's health. A judge judges people. Just joking. He interprets the law. A hairdresser dresses people's hair. They cut hair. A lawyer lies. He practices law. An optician is someone who gives you spectacles and gives you some eyeglasses, right? So what is this? A nurse does the doctor's job. Helps the doctor. A policeman follows the law, usually. Is supposed to follow the law and enforce the law. A postman is the mailman. He delivers the post. The reporter reports on things, fake news. What is this? A scientist gets ignored by the rest of the country about global warming. A vet comes back from war. Just joking. They work on animals, like a doctor for animals. A plumber makes bank. He takes care of the pipes. He or she, right? Usually. A waiter waits around. No, they serve food. And a carpenter works with wood. Okay, so that's great. Number 7. Ready? This is my favorite one. Pretend you don't know what the two terms are. Blank is to blank, all right? And you have no idea what this is or what this is. So you would circle it. You never say the words is to. I would never say the words is to. And then you would have to skip this one. This would be one you have to skip, except you don't. You don't need to skip analogies basically ever, as long as you can get one elimination, okay? And why is that, okay? Because things that are not related are not the relationship, okay? Things that are not related cannot be the correct relationship, all right? Now let me make sense of this. Ready? A car, is it related to road? Well, yeah. Cars drive on the road. Never say is to. Okay? Is a boat related to water? Well, I should hope so. The use of a boat is transportation on the water. Okay? Is used on, this is 1 to 3 words. A boat is used on water. Hopefully. Okay? Now, is a car and water related? Think about this. No, they're not. A car can go in the water. That's why I've got this can out here, okay? If the relationship is weak, you should get rid of all weak relationships in your life. And on the SSAT test, analogy section, okay? A car can go in the water, certainly, but then someone sort of messed up, right? They were supposed to stay on the road, they didn't, and so this can never be the right. You're working backwards with the answer choices. So you read them, and if they are not related, or if they're not strongly related, you can get rid of them, okay? Get rid of all weak relationships in your life and on the test, okay? Is a boat related to road? Well, it can be. Boats can go on the road, but no one ever mentioned the word trailer, okay? Trailers hold the boat, and trailers go on the road, okay? But you would get rid of this one because boats can go on the road. Is a dog related to a leash, or is a leash related to a dog? So don't trick yourself. Of course, dogs are supposed to go on leashes, and leashes are supposed to go on dogs, okay? So even though all dogs don't have leashes, most dogs do, and almost all leashes are intended for dogs, okay? Leash is used to walk a dog. Does that make sense? All right, now, other uses of leashes, small children at Disney World. All right, I used to think those parents were crazy, but now I think they're pretty smart. They don't lose their kids as much as the one without the leashes. Also, surfboards onto the leg, a leash can be used for that. But those are the secondary use. The main use and association of a leash is totally to walk a dog. And so I don't know what a good analogy for that would be. But tables, all right? There's a table here on the studio where I've got my tablet, right? Are tables related to library? Every library I've been to has tables, but no, they're not related, because libraries are related to books, and tables are not related to library. You could totally have a library without a table, but it's hard to have a library without books, okay? So use common sense with this, but this is a great strategy, okay? So what are you going to crush? Anytime you have a can, crush it. Anytime a boat can be on a road, crush it. Crush the can. Do you understand? Okay, here's a orange crush that's actually being crushed, okay? Also, what are the other words that mean a weak relationship? They're the can, the may, the sometimes, the not very often, the every other Thursday if my hair is parted on the left side, okay? And so it's just like not very often, okay? Not very often, the may, the sometimes, and the can. Crush those, okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Are you ready to fill this out? What are you going to cross out? Is, to, and as. What are you never going to say? Is, to, and as. I would never say is, to, and as. Okay? All right. Then you're going to create a bridge sentence. How long should this bridge sentence be? 1 to 3 words. If you need to use a fourth word, don't stress, just do it. But, and then you've got to have a direction of an arrow. It's either got to be this way or it's got to be that way. Okay? Does the direction matter? Absolutely. What will be the sucker's answer? It'll be the right relationship going the wrong direction. So be careful, okay? Then once you do that, you're going to do the process elimination based on your relationship, okay? So what does RIP stand for? Read, interact, and process elimination. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to cross out is, to, and as. You're supposed to create that bridge sentence in 1 to 3 words and then draw your arrow. Then do process elimination, okay? These steps 1 through 3 are your interaction. They are your interaction. That's what you're supposed to do with your pencil, okay? And so that's what you're supposed to do. Now, all these are for the first pass. You're supposed to take the test, this section of the test twice. Go and do all the easy ones where you can easily determine what the relationship is and the direction, and do your process elimination, okay? Choose the one that's closest, okay? Choose the one that's closest, okay? And then all these are for pass 2. This is what you want to do, and then for the medium ones, pass 2, you know, are down here, okay? If you're going to come back, you're going to flag them, you're going to mark them and say, I need to come back to this one, or put a star, and then you can use side of the fence. It's either the same, a synonym, an antonym, or degree, okay? Greater than or less than, okay? You're going to think about the common types of analogies, okay? And then let's write those here. Use, job, type, synonym, antonym, degree. Those are some common ones, okay? You're going to work backwards with the answer choices. What I want you to do is draw a can. I'm a very good artist, so, and then what are you going to do? Crush the can, okay? And you shouldn't really skip analogies. If you have to, if you have no idea where to start, you can. I mean, you may. I mean, but I would try not to skip analogies, okay? If there's the same relationship going the same direction, here's the relationship going the same direction, and the same going the same direction, 2 choices can't be right, so you can actually eliminate them both, okay? So you can eliminate similar choices, but you can't eliminate choices that you don't know or that you don't understand. So if you're not sure, then you can't eliminate it, okay? Keep it open. Okay? Synonyms are the same meaning, but analogies are the same relationship or connection. Okay? Cross out is, to, and as. Never deal with those. What are you going to connect? When you cross out is, to, and as, what are you going to connect? With words. How many words? 1 to 3. Okay? Does the direction matter? Yes. It's either this way or that way. Okay? Your bridge sentence should be 2 things. Keep it Simple, stupid, sweetheart, silly. Anyway, keep it short and simple and define one word using the other. This is all review for you at this point, but there are some answers in here. Does the direction of your sentence matter? Yes. It mattered for this guy and his insurance company. Okay. Okay. What do the two terms, what do they do? Here's some of the questions that I asked you to think about, okay? What do the two terms, kitten and cat, pilot and airplane, what do they mean? What do they do? What do they mean? How do they work? What do they look like? How are they used? Where are they found? How do they compare, or how are they associated? So if you can memorize even 4 or 5 out of these 8, you'll never stay stuck, okay? If you can just write these down on a note card and just think about these the night before the test, these are the key things that are going to keep you unstuck, all right? Where are they found? What does it look like? What are they used, okay? And then obviously type, but use is a huge one. Use is a huge one. But obviously, what are they and how are they compared? You know, these are all big, okay? And you can use that to your advantage. Okay, never stay stuck. So we already gave you these, but now here's the choices. The section, okay, cross out is to an as, write section, and then just draw the arrow like this, okay? And then scene of a play. Scene and play. Now, these are just in your brain. You're just going to think about these. Do not write these down. Do not waste the time. How should you use time in your life? And how should you use it on the SSAT? Wisely. Stupidly. No, wisely. Okay. Refrigerator is used to cool, right? A fish either uses a fin to swim, right? Or steers with his fin, right? Or a fin is on a fish. Either this or this, okay? Now, bird steers bird steers with his wing. So this is like a perfect one if it was there. But this is a vague one, and this is a specific one. So which one is better in analogies? A specific sentence or a vague sentence? Well, specific is always better. So try to come up with a secondary sentence that's a little more specific if you get stuck, okay? A driver steers a car, so a captain steers a boat. And of course it goes this way, okay? Or you can draw your arrow here, whichever one you care about. A clock shows, displays, or tells the time, and a compass, also shows the direction. So if you found any of the answers that you were thinking of here, then boom, it's perfect, okay? So for if you saw pilot, if you saw captain and boat, or pilot and airplane, then that would be perfect. And either of those are the same relationship as driver to car. Going on to number 6. Okay, I got this one wrong one time. An envelope is enclosed. No, a letter is an envelope encloses a letter, or a letter goes in an envelope. So it depends which word you use. You can't. What some people do is they try to draw the arrow first without the word. It depends on the word. So you can't draw the arrow first. You got to draw the words first, the bridge sentence, and then the arrow. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, suitcase goes in, the clothing goes inside the suitcase, or a suitcase encloses clothing in the same way. An envelope encloses a letter. Okay, a librarian works in a library, I agree, all right, but he or she is really in charge of it, in the same way that a teacher is in charge of a classroom, okay? So don't write this, just think about what would be perfect, okay? Or a manager is in charge of a mall, okay? Pen is used to write. Pen is used to write. Well, a keyboard is used to type. Bam, okay? And glasses are used to see, and cup is used to hold water. So we understand use. Use of objects is a very common one. All right. Hurricane and breeze. These are not the same. They're both an amount of wind. Breeze is like not very much wind, and hurricane's a lot stronger than breeze. I don't need to tell you that, all right? But I would just go like this. Greater than. You don't need to write anything. You just need to write that symbol in between. Okay? Circle, cross out is to and as, and then shape of. Circle is the shape of a ball, or a ball is the shape of a circle. Well, either one actually works, but make sure you keep the same relationship for your answers, okay? So a ball, actually, I like 3D. A ball is a 3D circle. A ball is a 3D circle. That's the way that would look like. Oops, you couldn't see that. Okay, let me try it again. Ready? Okay, 3D, cross out is to and as, write 3D, and a ball is a 3D circle. Boom, and now you know what you're looking for. Is a box a 3D rectangle? Yes, it is. Okay. So basically, after you write your relationship, you can ask yourself these two questions. One of these two questions: is a and does a. Because I like volleyball, I've been a coach of beach volleyball, right? And there are these two girls, right? Is a and does a. Now, Izza, she's right-handed, and she's very good at volleyball. She's sort of, good-looking, and, wow, is a box a rectangle, a 3D rectangle? Yes, it is. Does a keyboard type? Yes, it does. So does a is a left-handed girl who's sort of ugly and terrible at volleyball, and she exists and she doesn't. So it's is a or does a. Does that make sense? So you're going to ask yourself a question with the choices when you do your process of elimination, and you're going to use your same relationship. Is a box a 3D rectangle? Yes. Then don't eliminate it. And then does a teacher be in charge of a classroom? Well, yes, then don't eliminate it. Okay, those are perfect choices. All right, if you get a no, then eliminate. Keep the yeses, obviously. Also keep the maybes. Maybes are non-elimination, okay? Keep a maybe in this section of the test. A maybe is good because it could be, all right? And if it could be, you don't want to eliminate it. Okay, so here we're the side of the fence. Remember, these are for the synonyms, these are for the antonyms, and this is for degree. If they're on the same side of the fence, they might not be equal. One could be less than and one could be greater than, as we've seen. So again, you might not know what these mean, but I'm going to explain to them. Okay, ambivalent means, meh, you don't care. You're like confused. Tenacious means you really care and it's really intense. So these are like opposite. Okay, these are opposite. Okay, wind, we've already done this one, is a lot less than just a huge amount of wind, like over 150 miles per hour in a hurricane. Okay, man and woman are not equal because there's not equal rights. They're opposites. We've already discussed this. We've already discussed that rage is much bigger than anger. I mean, you might make the mistake and say, that they're equal. Okay, but they're actually, one is much bigger than the other. Rage is bigger. Okay, zealous. Zealous means that you're very excited, especially in a religious sense. And indifferent means sort of like, you don't care. Yeah, you're just like, meh. And so they're very much opposite. Okay. Abhor and despise both mean hate, so they're equal. Okay, remember this is going to say is to. But you're going to cross it out with the equal sign. Ready? You're going to go adept and adroit, both mean skilled. I hope you're becoming more skilled at analogies right now. Okay, thank you for your paying attention. Abashed means sort of like bashful, shy. Animated means lively. Whoa! Okay. And animated, of course, also the cartoons, they move, and that's why they're not still. They're lively, and they're alive. So these are opposites. Abide means to stick to, and adhere, like adhesive tape. They're the same, so you're sticking to the plan. Now, we've got a plan for analogies. I hope you'll adhere to it or abide by the strategies that we're practicing, okay? If you need more practice, practice. Get a tutor. We can help, but you can also do it with a book. Okay, accrue means to increase, like you accrue more stuff, like a good capitalist, and abate means go down or stop. So these are definitely opposites. The top of a mountain is called the apex, or the the pinnacle. All these are actually both mean the same. This is wrong. Okay, they're equal. Okay, assail means to attack someone, and atone means to ask for forgiveness. Atone for your sins, young man. Okay, and so these are equal. Ice, okay, we know what ice is, but Arctic is like where there's a lot of ice, so I would put this as greater. It doesn't really say how much ice, but global warming, there's less of it now, right? I'm sorry. It's our fault. Okay, rain, we know what rain is. You might not know what deluge is, but are they related? They must be. This actually means a lot of rain, okay? Okay, the alligator is very stereotypical, and he always likes to, eat. All right. That's my beautiful alligator. Okay, so deluge is a lot of rain. Got it? Was I right about which words you knew or not? Okay, remember, synonym means the same thing. Share and give mean the same thing. Sorrow and joy, they're like opposites. So you just say, again, a hurricane is stronger than a breeze. We know that. And a terrier is a type of dog, and then like a Clydesdale is a type of horse. I don't know why you would need to know that, but look that up right away. Okay, scissors, what are they used for? They're used to cut. So there was like one example where it was like two tough words, and then they had scissors and cut. That they're very strongly related, so it's probably that, and so, sometimes they give three. Sometimes they give three, and sometimes they'll be like, this is to this as this is to, and then they'll give the blank. So sometimes the answers have the two words that might be related, and some you already know what you're looking for. I really like those because you already know what you're looking for, okay? And so I think this like we didn't know what that word is or that word, and this was scissors. And then cut was one of the choices. Yeah, that's easy. You don't even need to know the relationship here. Scissors are used to cut. Okay, the job, a mechanic, he fixes cars, or he tries to, or rips you off. I don't know. Rhyming is not a very common one. Okay, also weird is not a very common one. All right, and so for the weird, these two terms, like this is to that, they're not related. These two are not related, and so you have to look down at the choices. So you have to look down for the choices for the weird ones. This is only going to be like 1 out of 30, maybe 2. Okay? 1 out of 30 or maybe 2 for this. Okay? So we talked about the type, the use, and the job. Again, number 7 is basically my favorite strategy, where you get to crush the can. Okay? You also get crush the can, okay? If they're not strongly related, crush the can. Cross it out, okay? It makes that cool sound, and then you can recycle it, and then, you can get rid of them and have a better chance on the SSAT. Okay? Crush the can, but what else? Crush all the words that mean not very often. Crush all weak relationships, not only in your life, but also on this test, right? Crush the some, crush the could, crush the few, the possible, the maybe. Now, I will tell you this, that on the reading section, for reading, these are good. The conservative answers. But for analogies, they're bad. You get rid of them. We're on the analogy hacks right now. So if it's always related, it's good in analogies. But if they use extreme words like always or none, it's bad in reading. So that it sort of flip-flops from this section. So be careful not to get confused. Let us know how we can help you with SSAT, ISAE, or any other subject. And good luck with your test. I think you'll do great. Thanks.